e don finally red. Nigeria don talk say they no go pay that cybersecurity levy wey Tinubu and government wan take rip Nigeria. So they say they no go pay am. As e be like this now, they say Tinubu government dey panic put for inside the matter. However, we go play the videos to make you hear how people dey express how they feel for inside their mind and inside their heart. Okay, watch the video and do not forget say you still there for news info, and share this video as many as you can, and make sure say you follow and subscribe to all our social media handles. Thank you so much. Let's watch the video together before we come back.
Nigerians have taken to social media to register their frustration over the 0.5% cybersecurity levy imposed by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Well, on Tuesday, the Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project issued a warning to the federal government to reverse the levy, which is to take effect in 2 weeks. The non-profit organization threatened to take the government to court should the directive not be withdrawn in the next 48 hours. Serap made this known in a post on X. Its statement reads, "The Tinubu administration must immediately withdraw the grossly unlawful CBN directive to implement Section 44 of the Cybercrime Act 2024, which imposes a 0.5% cybersecurity levy on Nigerians. We'll see in court if the directive is not withdrawn within 48 hours." Well, I mean, Serap, as always, is doing the Lord's work. You know, I mean, these these court orders and, you know, lawsuits, we've seen them go around trying to issue these statements. But I believe you all discussed this with Tiliwa Adebanjo. But I wanted to... Yes, but I wanted to make sure that, you know, our viewers and the government hear what Nigerians are saying. Also, the Nigeria Labour Congress has issued a statement. Their statement reads in part, "The Nigeria Labour Congress vehemently condemns the recent directive by the Central Bank of Nigeria to levy a 0.005% cybersecurity levy on electronic transfers. Extracting this levy from the people who are already kwashiorkored by the government policies in order to throw money at cybersecurity will not make our cyberspace better, just like it has been our experience in the past. We see this as a cybersecurity levy that will inflict severe social security on workers and masses. This levy stands as another tax that is too much for Nigerians, burdening them with additional financial responsibilities. We see this levy as another gang up by the ruling elite to continue its extortion and exploitation of hapless and helpless workers and the masses." Well, this is a tweet from Kalu Aja. Well, he wrote, "Tax, borrow, print and buy yacht. Tax, borrow, print and buy SUVs. Tax, borrow, print and fly on private jets. IGR is not a measure of development. The embarrassing basics are absent. 1. Clean drinking water. 2. Cheap food. 3. Security. Yet we have 2 broken down presidential private jets and a new billion naira VP villa. Are you not entertained? Ayo, are you entertained? I can see that you want to speak, Dr. Vati. Go ahead.
Okay, this is a very problematic intervention by the Nigerian government, the Tinubu administration. The Tinubu administration had told us through the committee, the Fiscal and Tax Committee led by Taiwo Oyedele, that they are not going to focus on taxing the people. They will just find a way of expanding the tax net and also focus on revenue generation, as Mr. Wale Edun, the Minister of Finance, had said on many occasions. Now, so it looks like a policy shift. 2, they are basing this on the law. The law is the Cybercrime Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2015, now amended as Cybercrime Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2024. Now, Tilewa Adebajo raised a point, which is that, look, this law, when it was passed in February, where was the Nigerian Labour Congress? Where was Serap? Where were the people of Nigeria? Why didn't we query the law at that time? Why did we allow that amendment? The operative section is section 44 sub 2 of this amended law on cybercrime. However, we know how they amend laws in Nigeria. They do it through the back door. Well, I mean, this law was passed on, it was February 27. The president signed it immediately on February 28. Tilewa Adebayo asked the question, was there a public hearing? But in this same country, we have seen situations whereby they will even publish the notice of public hearing after they have passed the law. However, the true test of a law is in its implementation. Now they want to implement it. And I made the argument that we're likely to see a lot of litigation because there are many gray areas here. Number one, the CBN says they will warehouse the money, right? So they are the revenue collector. Now, when they warehouse the money, 40% goes to the office of the National Security Advisor. And we raise the question, the office of the National Security Advisor is not a revenue collection agency. If you collect money federally, under Section 162 sub 1 of the 1999 Constitution, it goes into the federation account. So you are likely to find a situation whereby states will come up and say, no, how this money will be managed, we want to know. If you collect cybercrime levy across Nigeria, then all the states should share out of it, as was the case, as I pointed out, in the government of Rivers State versus the federal government of Nigeria in the matter relating to police trust fund. The other issue, also raised by Tilewa Adebayo and the rest of us, is that you erode people's purchasing power.
Yeah.
You have imposed fuel subsidy on us. You say you are still paying the fuel subsidy. We are overtaxed. And this is where labor is coming from. Now they will collect more money. Look, what you are going to do, invariably, is that all this financial inclusion, technology, and all of that, you will drive people underground at a time when the telcos are even saying the banks are not paying for USSD. So these are all the problems that Nigerians face. What many are saying is that government should suspend this 2 weeks notice that they have given.
Yes. Absolutely.
Otherwise, they will face a lot of litigation and you know, it's a needless distraction.
Yes.
We are already overtaxed.
Yeah, earlier there was a graphic that was on the screen there showing what the breakdown would be if you were to send 10,000 naira. If we can pull that up as well, there you have it. I think also there are 16 transactions exempted from the CBN cybersecurity law. One is loan disbursement and repayment. 2, salary payments, intra-account transfers within same bank or between different banks for the same customer. 4, intra-bank transfer between customers of the same bank. 5, other financial institutions' instructions to their correspondent. I think as we speak, the other exemptions will be displayed on the screen there for our viewers to know that there are about 16 exemptions that will allow you not to pay that 0.5%. Ayo, quickly.
All right, just very quickly, this conversation actually started last year. I do believe that, I mean, to be fair to the Senate, it was raised last year when they said $500 billion was lost annually to cybercrime in Nigeria, and there was a need to amend the existing law. And they did have a public hearing, and this was instituted by the chairman of the Senate Committee on ICT and Cybersecurity, Sh0ćk. However, I suspect that what happened, even Mr. Adebayo said that, there were a lot of distractions around the many issues that were plaguing Nigeria.
Yes.
That when you hear a cybercrime act, a number of people didn't pay close attention because they didn't quite understand how that would affect, in terms of the monies, how the monies would be raised to fund fighting that. And I think that's a big challenge here. Yes, a number of things unfortunately went under the sight of people who would normally watch and check. But even if we didn't, it's just, like we said, morally, common sense-wise, with what is happening here, the question that NLC is asking is that, is this the right timing?
The right time?
We've just increased electricity tariff. Fuel, we've increased that, fuel subsidy gone, price of PMS high. everything seems to be skyrocketing. We looked at food inflation, which is on the high side, and then you introduce another burden on Nigerian people. It just seems, Oji, like that the government is insensitive to the cries and the hunger and the despondency of Nigerians currently. And instead of looking to make life better, what it just seems is that it's looking to tax and overtax and overtax and overtax. That's the real challenge.
I wish I listened to your interview, because I'll have asked this question about, I mean, this is what a lot of users on social media had asked. How does it really apply eventually? So the money goes into the NSA account, right?
To the central bank.
Of course, but eventually they are the ones that disperse it, that will disperse it at the end of this. It doesn't serve as some sort of insurance. What if my bank gets hacked? Then what?
I hope with this I will never get a hack. Or if it gets hacked,
they will refund my money. They will refund. I like that.
Yes, and something.
If I have 50 billion naira in my account today and it gets hacked, please.
50 billion.
Yeah, why not? I'm just saying if. Why? Wish me now. Why are you surprised, Dr. Abati? This is not a joke. Go ahead.
An important point was also the opacity of how the NSA runs its accounts. That if you look at 600 trillion naira, the last count from NIVS in terms of how much money went passed through in terms of transactions, 3 trillion naira would approximately be realized by the 0.5%. 40% of that is going to the NSA. Of course, as a result of national security, they cannot reveal in detail how they spend their money. It means that this amount of money, this significant amount of money that's coming from Nigerians would have, well, very minimal accountability in terms of how much or how it is being spent. That is the big challenge. So for a number of people, they're saying it doesn't make any sense. It is too much hardship for Nigerians. Do away with it at this time.
Okay,
Wrong time.
Let me just do a quick breakdown before we take our next story. This is a tweet from our favorite doctor online. He says, what the new levy means is if you do 1 million naira transfer, the bank will charge you an extra 5,000 naira to be sent to the NSA office for cybersecurity. And if you send 2 million naira, bank will charge you extra 10,000 naira. It's crazy at this point. This is mass financial strangulation.